Hello everyone. On my quest to find more of the best tools ever, aka Plomb Tools, I have come up with several more since last time I showed you any tools. Most of these on this table here are thanks to Jim the Toolman. He actually viewed my video, how I was talking about my Plomb Tools, and he sells tools online. And he got a hold of me and said that he had found some. So I've been working with him. He's been able to get me a lot of these. From here over are all ones that I purchased from him. Super cool dude. He sells new tools too, so you should check him out. His information is here on this card, and also I'll put it in the description if you want to reach out to him and get some good deals on tools. I highly recommend it. And then these tools here are ones that me and Mrs. Necromancer have found. And then these are some tools that aren't Plomb, but I also want to show you. This is also another one from Jim. So, without further ado, we'll start from this side and move this way, starting with the sockets. First is this nice 1 1/16 1/2-inch drive deep socket. This is super cool. It's got the hole through there for, I think you can stick some sort of rod through there for extra leverage. I haven't seen one, but, or maybe a screwdriver. If somebody knows about that, then let me know. But that is cool. I don't have a 1 1/16 socket period, I don't think. So that's cool. More on the 1/2-inch drive stuff. This is another 1 1/16, not deep socket. And this one seems to be a little bit different finish, either that or it just is a lot more beat up. But it seems to be a similar era. Oh yeah, so this one, if you look close, it says WF on it. And this one does not. Then a lot of these are the like double line kind of plumb, and I have a lot of these as well. It's pretty common. So there's a 13/16, really good condition. This one is a 15/16, and this one is a little bit more beveled at the top, it looks like, which is a little bit different than the other ones I've seen. So that's cool. It almost reminds me of kind of an early SK, an older SK socket. But it's definitely Plomb. Here is a 9/16. That is super cool. Here is an 11/16. Oh yeah. This one is a 7/8. And all of these, like, all the writing is pretty clear and they don't seem to be really worn out at all, which is awesome. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of these. Oh, this one, the writing's pretty light. This is another is a 15/16. And this one is another 7/8, and this one again, the writing's a little bit rubbed off. And here's a 1-inch. It's a good one. And finally, 3/4 inch. So that is all for the 1/2-inch drive sockets. Then we've got our 3/8 drive sockets. And this one is a 9/16. This one is a 5/8. And this one is pretty rusty, but it is a 3/4 inch. And it's interesting on these ones how, and I already have a couple similar to this, how they're not straight walled like these ones, like the 1/2-inch drive. They've got this little taper part at the bottom, and they also don't have those lines like the 1/2-inch drive ones. So that's all for the 3/8-inch drive. And finally, the last socket, 1/4-inch drive socket, and it is a 1/4-inch socket. This thing is in really good condition. And this is my first 1/4-inch Plomb socket, and the writing is really good on it. It's not worn out at all. And what's really cool about this too is, along with these tools that I bought from Jim, I got this 1/4-inch Plomb ratchet with the pebble handle. That is just super cool. It works really well. And it's got somebody's name engraved on there. Ingmeyer. Yeah, that goes just like that. Now onto these breaker bars and this extension. Again, this extension, it's got a big hole through it, I'm assuming, so you can put some sort of rod or screwdriver or something through it for more leverage, kind of like a T-handle type deal. And yeah, there it is. Plomb, made in USA. It's a 1/2-inch extension. And along with that 1/2-inch extension, we have this awesome 1/2-inch breaker bar. I really wonder sometimes, you know, there's all these marks and dings and stuff on these tools. I wonder what this is worked on. I wonder who owned it and what they did with it and what this is fixed and what maybe it's broken. And then another one that's super cool, this 3/8-inch drive breaker bar, which I don't own a 3/8-inch drive breaker bar at all, so this will be super useful and super cool. Alright, now onto the wrenches. We've got two of these. These are identical. 11/16 open end and 3/4 open end. And these are both pebble handles. One of them is a lot cleaner than the other one, but they both are in pretty good condition overall. Definitely usable. This one's a bit rusty, but super cool. Then this is I have one like this. This is called a tappet wrench, I found out. This is 3/4 on one side and 11/16 on the other side, and these were built to be pretty thin, and so you could adjust tappets. You can get the wrench in there and adjust things, you know, how you needed to. And then we've got this nice big 1 1/16 on one side and 7/8 on the other side. Big box-ended wrench on both sides. I think it's interesting that the sizes are so far apart. Like on the 3/4 and 11/16 wrench, that's only one size apart. So it kind of makes sense, you know. You grab a wrench, you think, oh, this is probably 3/4 or 11/16. Well, you got a wrench with both. And maybe there's another purpose to that I don't know, but that's how I use them. But then this one, I wonder if this was built for a special purpose or for a certain application, because 1 1/16 is pretty far away from 7/8. That's like 4 sizes away, I think. Yeah, that's like 4 sizes away. So I wonder if this is some kind of like those wrenches you get for hitches on trucks, how they've got the specific sizes for the different hitches. And then we've got a 1/2 on one side and a 9/16 on the other side with this offset. I absolutely love these wrenches. I think I mentioned this before. This is the wrench that will do just about anything on an older American vehicle. I have a few of these, and I like to keep one in those older vehicles just because it fits pretty much every nut and bolt on the vehicle. And then finally we've got this. This is kind of unique. I don't know if I've seen these before. It's a 3/4 inch, and it's like an open-ended wrench, but you put a ratchet or a breaker bar in there, I guess. Here, let's see. So you can put this in there, and now you have a wrench, and I guess you can kind of do this sort of thing too. So that might come in handy. So this is the final tool I want to show you that I got from Jim. It's these cool channel lock pliers. I've already used them to do some plumbing in my house while I was renovating it, and they worked really well. They are super cool. They've got kind of a cool patina on them. Again, check out Jim The Toolman. He said it was cool if I put his information in here, so feel free to give him a call or shoot him an email. I'll also put the link to his eBay store in the description. Now, I did get some more tools from Jim before this and it was in the same shipment as these pliers. However, I've already mixed those in with the rest of my tools, and I had done a video on them, but I lost some footage, and that was part of the footage I lost. So anyway, thanks again, Jim. These 3 tools I was able to get here where I live. This one and this one were both found by Mrs. Necromancer at yard sales. And this one, actually, I lied. This one was not here in town. This was in another town that we were visiting. I went to a yard sale and found this screwdriver. So this is a really cool speed wrench with a 1/2-inch drive. And this, I mean, this is an odd looking tool. It's got a pebble handle, super cool. It's a ball joint tool, or I use it for tie rods and stuff too. Get it up in there between where it bolts in and whack it or pry it, and it'll pop out. So that's pretty cool. That'll come in handy for sure. Now, this screwdriver is kind of interesting. It is a Plomb screwdriver. Let's see, where does it say? Right there. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if the camera will show it, but it says Plomb right there, and it has a part number. But it has this square shank. So all my I guess the only other Plomb screwdriver that I have that has a square shank is this really old one with a wood handle. And this is also a Plomb. I don't know if you can see that. But then I have a lot more Plomb with these handles like this, but this has a round shank. But then I have some proto screwdrivers with a square shank, and this looks a lot more similar to this. But this one says Plomb, this one says proto, and the handles are a touch different in design. So I'm almost wondering, and maybe if somebody knows, they could let me know in the comments. I'm assuming that this is probably when Plomb started to change over to proto, or right before that change. I think that would make sense with the this design, but I really don't know. I've found very little information on the Plomb screwdrivers with the plastic handles, or Bakelite, or whatever these clear plastic handles are. Pretty much the only screwdriver information I found are all the wood handled ones, so it's a little bit hard to find information. But anyway, these tools are cool too. These tools are not Plomb, but they're kind of my honorable mentions, I guess. Tools that I've acquired recently that I think are cool. This is an Exolite, or yeah, I don't know. That's how I say it. Exolite 1/2-inch nut driver. I thought this was a size I didn't have, and then I got home and I realized that I have one in this size. So, except these are from different eras I'm pretty sure, since the logo and writing looks a little different and the shank design looks a little bit different as well. This, funnily enough, this is a tool that I lost and then my friend found not too long ago while he was doing yard work at another friend's house that I used to be roommates with. This is a 1/2 on one end and 9/16 on the other end. Like I said, this is one of my favorite wrench combos ever. And this was the first one that I ever had of this combination style, and I kept it in my 78 F250 that I had in high school, which I still have, and you will hopefully see in future videos. But I kept this in there because it fit just about every nut and bolt in the thing. And being a broke high schooler with an old truck, I needed to use it a lot. So yeah, it's super cool. I think, honestly, I think I stole it from my dad, so sorry about that, Dad. And it's nothing special, I don't think. It's a Riverside brand. But yeah, it's super cool. My buddy was weed whacking at my other friend's house, who I used to live with, and he found this wrench and he's like, huh, wonder where this came from. And I was like, no way, you found my missing wrench. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Then this is a really old strap wrench. I also got this from Jim The Toolman. It says Warnock, never heard of that. And it says the patent was February 18th, 1919. So this very well could be a made in 1919, or maybe in the 20s, and that's just when the patent was made. It was made in Worcester, Massachusetts. And this thing is super cool and super vintage looking. Oh yeah, I just noticed this too. Right there says use resin on strap. So you probably put some sort of resin on there so it would grab onto whatever you're trying to grab onto and thread it through there and reef on it. So that's super cool. Jim sent that to me too. Now this is our final honorable mention. This is not a vintage tool, obviously, but I have a friend that works at Harbor Freight, and he knows that I really like tools and that I work on things, and so he bought this for me and gifted it to me, and every single one of these is a 10mm socket, just in a different configuration. And I think it's awesome, and I think Harbor Freight and Pittsburgh did something great with this. And my opinion on Pittsburgh tools are, they're okay. They're not garbage like a lot of people say they are. At least not the sockets and the wrenches. Some other things like I've had really bad luck with the vice grips. I can't buy Pittsburgh vice grips. They break like the first time you use them. But I've had good luck with the sockets and the wrenches. They're fine, and they're fairly inexpensive. But anyway, I just think it's hilarious that you've got all the different types of 10mm, so you never run out, or you're never missing a 10mm socket, or at least that's the idea. So you can get this set at Harbor Freight. I was there not too long ago, and they have them in stock, at least where I live. So I think this is hilarious and really cool at the same time. Well, my quest to find more Plomb tools, the best tools ever, is ongoing. As I acquire more, I'll make more update videos. But for now, I just wanted to say a special thanks to my wife for helping me find a lot of these as she goes to yard sales. Also, a special thanks to my Plomb dealer, Jim The Toolman. And thanks to you for watching the video, and I guess I'll end it here with my really large nuts.